Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Café New Canadians. Now, Café New Canadians is a virtual event series where every week we discuss topics that matter to immigrants, international students, and newcomers to Canada, and all those who plan to move to Canada someday. Café New Canadians is brought to you by New Canadians. All those joining us in Canada can watch us on Omni TV. We're a TV and web series. You can also watch our content on YouTube and on our website. For the timings on TV, they're on your screen right now. Now, of course, to stay connected with us, it's nice for you to follow us and tag us in your journey on social media as well. All the platforms right in front of you: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Telegram as well. For today's session, we would be talking about exploring the Waterloo region, and I'm your host, Shruti Dargan, and I'm pleased to welcome an amazing panel with us today. We will be joined by Brittany Emsley. She's the operations manager at Kitchener-Waterloo Multicultural Center. And we'll also be joined by 4 other panelists who will be representing the newcomer community in the Waterloo region. So we've got Mahaid, Muhaddis Taglizadeh, Sulaf Al-Husseini, and Rehanat Al-Elawa. So welcome to everyone. Now, of course, before we start talking to our panelists and explore everything that is to know about the Waterloo region and why it's a great place for newcomers to move there, I'd like to remind all of you joining us today, whether you're joining us on Zoom or you're joining us via YouTube, please do share your questions with us and we'll have the panelists answer those for you live. Use the Q&A tab on Zoom and the chat box on YouTube. So welcome everyone. I hope you're all doing well amid this pandemic that we're still facing. And it'll be nice, I think, with a big panel like this today, it's just nice to maybe just do a quick round of introductions so the attendees know you better and they'll be able to ask you direct questions. So how about we go around the virtual room today, starting with Brittany, maybe?
Sure, thank you very much, Shruti. So my name is Brittany Emsley, and I'm the operations manager at the Kitchener-Waterloo Multicultural Center. So the Multicultural Center is a settlement agency that supports immigrants and refugees and just helps people settle within Waterloo Region. So we have a whole lot of different services at the Multicultural Center. We have settlement workers that speak a variety of languages. We have employment counselors. We have a connector program that helps people build their professional network here in Canada. We have a conversational English program and a very extensive interpretation and translation program. So we definitely do a lot to help newcomers settle in the region, and I'm excited to be here tonight to talk about more. Thank you very much.
We're excited to have you too. Let's move on to you, Sulaf.
Hi, my name is Sulaf. I have a bachelor degree of architecture, and I've arrived here since 2018.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Rehanat, why don't you go next?
Yeah, hi, my name is Rehanat Al-Elawa. I moved from Nigeria in 2010, but I moved to Cambridge in 2017. Currently, I just got a job at the Cambridge Community Association. Otherwise, I do work on a relief basis at the House of Friendship at the homeless shelter, and I love volunteering a lot in my community. I see myself as an active community member.
Thanks for sharing that with us. Mahdis, how about you introducing yourself now?
My name is Mahdis. I'm originally from Iran, and I came here to Canada in 2017. First landed in Newfoundland and Labrador, St. John's, and came here to Waterloo on September this year. I'm pretty new.
All right.
And I have a master's degree in entrepreneurship, and I'm a financial analyst back in Iran. And now, yeah, I'm here. I'm so happy that you're having me tonight.
Yeah, and all the best. Your journey has just begun, and We're excited you're joining us today, and I'm sure that you'll have lots to share with others who will be attending the session as well.
Thank you.
Maha, how about you now?
Thanks, Shruti. My name is Maha. This is my 4th year here in Canada in Kitchener-Waterloo. I moved here when I first moved to Canada. I'm currently working as a graduate coordinator at the University of Waterloo. So I provide support to graduate students both in the political science department and in the global governance department. And I've been here since I moved to Canada.
Right. So thank you and welcome once again to this panel. Clearly, I think our attendees know now that we've got newcomers and experts in different fields, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of information that all of you today will be sharing with everyone, and different newcomer experiences at different points when you move to Canada, of course. So now the topic today is exploring the Waterloo region. Today during the session will do everything, and we will be discussing just about everything about the Waterloo region, what it offers to newcomers, why it's a great place for them to move there, maybe raise a family there as well, about the nature that it provides to you, the opportunities, education sector, what that is like, and what all activities are available to you. So just about everything. Yet again, I will remind anyone and everyone joining us, please don't shy away from sharing your questions with us today. This is your chance to find out just about everything about the Waterloo region. Now, how about we just start with you, Brittany? I think you'd be the best person to maybe just introduce the region to anyone joining us from all over Canada, or maybe, also all over the world. So let's introduce the region to them.
Okay, so first I'd actually like to begin with a land acknowledgement, which I think is a great way to introduce the region. So as we are talking about Waterloo Region during this session, it's important to remember that the land that we are on is situated on land that is the traditional home of the Haudenosaunee, Anishinaabe, and Neutral people. This land within the Haldimand Tract is promised to the 6 nations and takes in 6 miles on each side of the Grand River. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contributions Indigenous people have made in shaping and strengthening this community. Though we are meeting virtually, I wanted to share a land acknowledgement in this session because it's important that immigrants to Waterloo Region learn about and understand the history as well as the ongoing struggles of Indigenous people in this community. So I just wanted to start with the land acknowledgement. And more information about, so you just asked kind of general, get us started with Waterloo Region?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I think that'll be a good start if we could just maybe, share with the audience today a little bit about the location, what it offers, the Tri-Cities that form the Waterloo region, and anything else that you'd like to share.
Okay, sounds good. So the Waterloo region is formed by 3 major cities, Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge. It also encompasses some outlying townships, so North Dumfries, Wellesley, Wilmont, and Woolwich Township. In general, the Waterloo region has, as you can see, I think from our panel, a lot of diversity. So we have people here coming from all over the world coming to settle in Waterloo region. It's a diverse place. Where we're situated in Ontario, so we're in Southern Ontario, we're very close to Toronto. I'm sure that a lot of people watching have heard about or seen, photos and videos of Toronto. So we're about an hour and a half-ish away. It depends on the traffic with 401 on any particular day. But we're close to Toronto. We're a little bit outside of the GTA, which is the Greater Toronto area. And so what that means, I think, as we're going to talk about cost of living and different things, that we're a little bit removed from all of that. So the cost of living here is a little bit lower than it actually is in Toronto and the GTA, which is, I think, another reason why people really gravitate to moving to the region. And then in general, Waterloo region, we have great educational institutions. So Maha, you're working with the University of Waterloo, so I don't want to talk about that. I think that you can tell us more about that after. We have the University of Waterloo, Wilfrid Laurier University, Conestoga College. We have great educational institutions. We have amazing events that are always happening in Waterloo Region and a real feeling of community. And actually, it was really interesting this morning. I was in a meeting and someone said that you don't realize how remarkable KW is if you grew up here. And I found that interesting because I did grow up in KW, so I've actually lived here my whole life. And you know, maybe I didn't quite realize what this person was getting at, but they were saying, you know, that there's this really strong feeling of community. There's partnerships with different organizations and people coming together, and people feel really welcome to come to Waterloo Region. So I just like to highlight all of that.
So as Brittany just pointed out, KW region, when she says that, it's the Kitchener-Waterloo region, and that's often how it's referred to. And all the points that you talked about right now, isn't that exactly what a newcomer looks for when they're moving to a different country? So now I'll ask you a question over here. If you were to name one reason why newcomers should move to Canada, should move to the Waterloo region actually when they do move to Canada, what would it be? I'll start with you and then I'll go to the panel, the rest of the panelists, asking them why they made that decision.
Okay, can I have a little bit more than one.
Please do.
I actually just have a quote that I would like to share. So the Waterloo Region Immigration Partnership created this immigration profile in 2019. It was a collaboration with the Region of Waterloo Public Health, and I'd just like to share a quick quote from that. It says, Waterloo Region has always welcomed immigration. Immigrants in Waterloo Region play an important role in increasing population, growing the economy, and contributing to a diverse and multicultural society. So in 2016, there was 119,335 immigrants in Waterloo Region, making up 22.6% of the region's population. And between 2011 and 2016, we had 14,045 people who immigrated to Canada settle in Waterloo Region. So I think these stats show just how, you know, like how attractive Waterloo Region is to immigrants from all over the world. We have such a diverse community. We have amazing ethnic restaurants and grocery stores. I already talked about our proximity to Toronto and the GTA, but especially if you're looking for even, you know, commuting for work and that sort of thing, we're really not that far. So in addition to work, there's also, there's so many fun things to do in Toronto and the GTA, just arts and culture wise. And we also have many immigrant serving organizations, as I'll get into as well. But honestly, there's a lot.
Yeah, and we will be coming back for that. So how about Rehanat? Why don't you share with us that when you did move to Canada, was the Waterloo region your first choice, and what drew you there?
So actually, when I moved to Canada, I moved to Timmins, Ontario, which is in the northern eastern part of Ontario. And to be honest with you, I actually had all of my kids there. And about the time we decided to come to Waterloo, I just got on the computer and searched for an Islamic school. I just wanted a diverse community. I wanted a place where my kids could see themselves as not being alone in the class. Because it's not a bad place. Timmins is not a bad place at all. Just that, you know, when kids are growing up and you're trying to share with them the values and the diversity and the inclusiveness of where they're living, I just felt like, you know, I don't want my kid to be the only Black kid in class, right? I wanted them to see that there are different people, different colors everywhere, and we should embrace that. So we just, you know, I just Googled and, you know, Cambridge came up. You know, even though we never knew, like if my husband would say, you know, he'll drive pass through to London, Ontario, and you'll just see Cambridge, but you didn't see the city from the highway, right? So it's kind of like a hidden treasure, I'll call it. And yeah, so we moved here and I just loved it. It is a very beautiful city, and you know, I don't regret coming here. My kids love it. We're able to, you know, be part of the community. Their friends are from different backgrounds. you know, and we just enjoy being part of the community. And something I have also looked into is like the model for Cambridge is actually a great place to call home. And I think it really is.
Yeah, that's so good to hear. Now, of course, Rehanat shared that diversity was one main reason why she wanted to move there, and a place that she could call home, a place that felt like home. Anybody else on the panel who had a different reason to move to the Waterloo region? Madhus, please.
Yeah. Well, I think my situation is a little bit different because Waterloo was not my first city that I landed. So I have the privilege to have different cities to choose. Because after getting a permanent residency in Newfoundland, I had a list on my Excel spreadsheet that I write down cities that we can go there. So because I try to look at every decision in my life as an investment, so I always look at risk and returns. For me, returns coming to Waterloo Kitchener had more returns than risks. And even in short term or long term view, both of them that worked for our family. I cannot tell you one reason. I can I don't decide like that. I have a list of reasons that why it's good, but I believe Brittany just spoiled some of them. Yeah, just mentioned many of them. But for me, I have two kids. So first of all, I wanted. In terms of like educational facilities, even in long term, this city is very unique that has two good big universities and also colleges. So we cannot find any other cities like that, I think. So yeah, that was really good. And another important reason for me was that because I'm coming from a very busy city in Iran, I'm coming from Tehran with 12 million people. I really wanted a city that is more peaceful and less busy. And at the same time, like being close to a little bit big, more big cities. So in terms of proximity to a more central city, I think Waterloo region is the best because it's less than 100 kilometers to GTA. And also it's really got rents and buying houses are really affordable. Again, financial things.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think here had all the factors that I had in my mind to choose for a family. And even for my field of proficiency and my husband's field of proficiency, which is a civil engineering, here is really good and growing. So yes, I have a good list of reasons to come here and choose this city as my home.
Yeah. And the smile on your face conveys how happy you are.
Yes, I am. Actually, that I was the responsible one in my family to choose the city finally, and I was really under pressure. Now, after around 2 or 3 months, I feel really good. I believe that cultural everything here, like the inclusiveness, the diversity here, and the welcoming, warm culture that I can see up to now. Actually, that was great. Even in those pandemic days, that service providers, for example, they cannot work like as they did normally. But
sure.
What services I received, that was above and beyond expectation. Yeah. In terms of childcare, school, college, my husband's starting his work. I didn't yet, but I have I've been so lucky to meet connector programs. And now I remember, where did I see Brittany? That was in our videos, in our workshop for pre-employment. Okay, yeah. So yeah, my experience up to now was really, really unique and good. And thank you all.
So you mentioned two things that stand out to me right now. One was the proximity, of course, to a more busier city or busier area like the GTA, and the settlement and the support services. Now, for that, I'd request you to hold that thought. We would come back to that and ask you to share your experience as well. But anybody else on the panel who wanted to add to this discussion about why they moved to the Waterloo region?
Can I add something? Okay.
Please, go ahead.
Sorry, Maha. So I didn't actually choose to come here. I was sponsored here. But what did I found is a very good beginning here is the welcoming of people. So when you feel welcome, you feel comfortable, you feel like it's home from the start. So my sponsors was very good to me. So I arrived here. They are very friendly. I arrived here and everything was prepared. And I found all the people here are very friendly. So this is regarding the welcoming. So when you feel welcomed, you feel comfortable, and you can contribute to this community. And as Brittany said, that housing here is like the prices is better than the Great Toronto area and Peel area. And the other very important thing is the newcomer services. So I cannot emphasize that enough, because we have great services here, starting from KW, immigrant services, and YMCA, Lutherwood. I've used these services for many things. So for settlement and for employment services. Connectors is a very good program. Mentorship is a very good program with YMCA also. So these services make you like express your trip here and make it easier. So this is a very, very good thing in this region also.
Now, while we are on the topic of services, settlement support, and the support services as well, I'd like to ask you, Maha, I'm not sure if you did actually take help from any of the services, but if there's anything you'd like to share regarding that, what was your experience like when you moved, and did you feel the need to connect with a certain service provider in this case to understand the region better, find some support resources related to newcomers, how it could benefit you?
Yeah. When I first came here, I did feel that I needed, I didn't know anyone here. So I just had a friend who lived like 20 minutes away. So I connected with the Kitchener-Waterloo Multicultural Center. That was my first stop. I connected with other agencies too, but the most prominent for me was the Kitchener-Waterloo Multicultural Center. I did their, they had the first job workshop where we attended for like, I think it was 2 weeks. And it really helped me just to understand. I mean, I've been working for 15 years in the education sector back home. And it really made me shift like, okay, that's what employers want. So just, you know, especially if you've been in the same job for such a long time, it was a good refresher and understanding what the Canadian labor market needs and the language of your resume and so forth. So that helped me a lot. And then they had a program called the Connectors Program, and I heard more than one person talk about that. And it was actually one of the reasons why I worked in the University of Waterloo. So it really, I chose the city because of the universities and because I wanted to work in the University of Waterloo. And I remember going to all the different settlement agencies and telling them, I want to work in higher education. Everyone was like, you can't do that. It's very hard to do that. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep at it. And I ended up getting my first job, and I recently applied for another job at the university. And I used all the skills that I had from these workshops to prep myself and be prepared and do all the mock interviews they trained us to do. So yeah, I did use the services, and I actually recommend anyone, all my friends who have been moving here the past like 3-4 years, like that's their first stop. They go to the Kitchener-Waterloo Multicultural Center.
Yeah. So with everything that all of you have shared so far, I have a question that a friend of mine wanted me to ask tonight. She's been planning to move to the region a little further away from Toronto. Anywhere is good actually right now, she says. So Does anyone have an experience related to that? Any friend or family that did so? And the concern is that, it's always nice to be in a busier city, but everyone, and especially in light of the pandemic that we're all facing, earlier, with what I said earlier as well, that, the proximity to a busier city is of course there. But now that we're all working from home, and who doesn't want to be in a place wherein there's less people, it's easier to socially distance right now. Uh, would a person moving from a busy city like that miss that busyness that Toronto has? Or is that serene, calm feeling something that goes beyond it? Who would like to answer that from the panel?
So what was the question again? Is anyone?
So the question is, for someone moving from Toronto to the Waterloo region, do you think they would be missing the busyness of Toronto there? Or why do you think that the Waterloo region, or what does it offer that it makes up for all of that? Because with what I've heard is, of course, that, it's a place wherein you have all the top amenities that maybe a GTA would have, but so much more that a GTA doesn't. So why don't you highlight some of those factors?
Well, I think I had this, I'm familiar with these kind of things because I moved from a very busy city to a little bit smaller city in St. John's. I think what we're gonna miss is traffic and pollution and busy streets. Otherwise, Waterloo region doesn't have anything less than big cities. And what I like for this region is that even it can grow, but still keep the authenticity that it has as a calm and peaceful city. So yes, of course, we are human beings, right? We will miss whatever we had in past, and it's our mind that we always think what we did have in past was better than today. But is it the truth? No, it's not. I think one thing to keep our mind being a little bit illogical is that trying to always remind ourselves what was our reason to move even to a busier city or to less busy city. When we try to review our reasons, we're gonna miss, but we will survive.
Yeah. Now, Rehanat, I'd like to ask you, of course, you shared that the community feeling, the bonding, and that feeling of home, that is what you craved, and that is exactly what you got. Is there anything that you'd like to add to this, to what she just shared?
To be honest with you, for me, I feel Cambridge has a lot of attraction. Well, I would say the Kitchener-Waterloo region, but I live in Cambridge, and I still do commute to Kitchener, which is more of where I feel there are lots of opportunities for newcomers. There are more places to actually have a sense of being, using your talent or just contributing to the community. So for Cambridge, I feel there are lots of attractions here. So when I first moved to Cambridge, I lived in the downtown area, in the Guelph area. And, one of the major attractions is the bridge. And it was just right in front of, my apartment. And it was so beautiful in the night to light up. And, the kids and I would walk, to the other side across the river. It was just so beautiful. And because I was a stay-at-home mom and my youngest daughter wasn't in school yet, so I wasn't looking for a job. But I'll go everywhere with them. I just see myself like a butterfly hopping everywhere. And we actually visited a Cambridge Butterfly Conservatory. The first few months we moved here, I was just guys, hop in, let's go, because I just wanted to get a feel of the community, the city. And it was so beautiful. And then we had Churchill Park. It was, there are different parks, like the kids will just have fun. And then we have the library. All of my kids had their own cards, and there's just so much to do. I just felt like, we're never bored. And the Islamic Center of Cambridge was also there. And they had programs for kids, and we'll go there. Like before COVID, there was like, potlucks and whatnot. And there was just this, community feeling like, even though I didn't know anyone coming here, I had no friends or family, no one telling me about Cambridge. But just coming here and just seeing it, just, it just sank into me like, what, this is it. And I just love it. And, and there are other places as well, outside of Cambridge. You could like we've visited like the safari, the African Lion Safari. I feel it's also a very great place, family centered. So we've, been to Niagara Falls. It's also not too far from here. So, and of course the GTA, we've, we went to the aquarium, and there are just things around you where, you feel like, there's, you're in this, you're in the city, but then you have of everything else that the other cities have to, offer. So you're not really missing anything. Even if you're from the GTA, trust me, there's a lot going on here, and you can still, go back and have road trips, which, I love having with my kids, and it's just so beautiful. Yeah.
Sure. Now, of course, with the points you shared and the other panelists as well before you, when anyone moves to a new city, a new country, a few factors that they would consider would be, of course, it's a nice place to live in, you enjoy the surroundings, you feel like it's home, but there also has to be opportunities and growth for you, right? So let's now talk about that aspect. And I'll come to you, Brittany, for you to share a little bit. Tell us about, because the university culture there is also thriving, right? And so why don't you tell us a little about education first, and let's go around the room, virtual room again, sharing a little bit about the same. And later in the session, we will be discussing employment opportunities as well.
Yeah, honestly, we have a lot of employment opportunities.
Yeah.
Education, just for right now, though. So we have two amazing universities here. We've already, I think, talked a little bit about the University of Waterloo. We also have Wilfrid Laurier University, and these universities are down the street from each other, and they're both on the street that's called University Street. So it's very funny. They're amazing universities. And then on top of that, we also have Conestoga College as well. So, and all of them kind of, I guess, they all have their own uniqueness to them, and it depends what people are interested in, but I'd say that there's definitely an educational program for everyone at probably one of those universities, or even Guelph is really not that far. We also have the University of Guelph just down the street as well, which is another amazing university. So for example, like University of Waterloo is, it's really known for its engineering program, right? It has this amazing program. Conestoga College, there's so many different programs that you can do at that college that it's almost overwhelming. I don't even know where to start to talk about the programs that they have, right? But there is a lot of great opportunity. And then people that live in the region also sometimes send their kids to, for example, the University of Ottawa or Carleton, or, we're kind of in a unique place in Ontario where we have access to a lot of different educational opportunities, including the ones in Toronto, Ryerson or University of Toronto, and all of these great opportunities.
Now, with what you just shared, of course, so it's a great place for international students to be moving to, and we're fortunate to have one international student that I see as part of the attendees today. So maybe we could try bringing him and let him join the panel as well. So far, it's been an all-women panel. It'll be nice to have another person join and share his perspective. So let's try and have Abdul Naeem also join us. Yeah, I think we can see him now. Hi, Abdul. How are you? And welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you very well.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm a University of Waterloo graduate from Honors Mathematics, and with the Laurier University Business, the double degree program. So a product of two schools, a recent graduate, came from Pakistan, Lahore, 6 years ago. I'm working in Toronto actually as we speak, and at the Dastra North America as a software implementation house. So yeah, pretty good so far.
Yeah. And so why don't you share with us your experience as an international student, so that anyone who's joining us right now and maybe watches the session later on YouTube as well would be able to make the right decision about whether that's the place that they should be.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, people mentioned like the university education is top notch. I mean, Waterloo Mathis is not just in Canada, but all over the world. It's well known. The business program, Laurier, cutting edge, highly innovative. You want to be in a classic environment like that, where you get a very good community feel, which is Laurier. And then matched up with the cutting edge technology inside and outside the classroom, the business cases and a lot of opportunities for growth once you graduate. I think the best part for me in Waterloo was the community feel, the opportunities outside the classroom. So for international students, it's your home away from home. So you really have to have that balance between school and outside school. And I think that's where really Waterloo, Kitchener-Waterloo community, they come handy. Like, I don't know if you know, I started the cricket program 5-6 years ago. There was no cricket. Folks on the call, cricket is not like baseball. It's a sport, Pakistan, Indian, they play. It's, but the competitive, it's still missing in Canada. It's not at the same level as other countries. But it's a very, very famous common sport in all over the world. And I was so lucky to get the people, back me up from the city, from the universities, from athletic departments and international offices. Because for the international student, the main point of contact is the international office. So Laurier International, they kind of really supported me. And by the way, we don't only have a men's cricket program at Laurier, we also have a women's cricket program. So all of that was took place and kind of grew because of the community support. We got the ground, we got the players coming in and pitching in, and the women's team is actually the beat Rice and the beat York. We're the national champions in 2019 before the COVID last tournament. Couple of years with the men's team, we went to Florida to compete in the American college cricket. So even though it's a smaller school, Laurier, but the community is so strong that we were able to field a team. It was so competitive to go on and beat other universities. And then the tech piece to it, Communitech. I was at one point ambassador for BlackBerry. I was ambassador for Communitech. The Communitech piece is bringing in a lot of. So Communitech is basically, that tech community. It's a lot of startups and Velocity from Waterloo and Launchpad. I think that they've changed the name now. It's not Launchpad anymore from Laurier. But young startups and entrepreneur spirit guys, people, they come on and they try out their ideas and innovation. So that kind of environment, you want to stay close to that. I think that's a very good selling point for Waterloo, education, community, tech space. So for me, those were the standouts. And it's a bit colder than in Toronto, but that's fine.
You mentioned, of course, that you mentioned the community feeling. You mentioned that you did a lot to actually mingle with people, and I'd like to highlight over here that Abdul also was awarded the International Student of the Year in 2019 by the Canadian Bureau of International Education for his efforts in bringing that international student community together and within the university athletics. So that just says that, the people moving there are interested in extending that community, building that community. Abdul, you must have also heard that, our other panelists have also been sharing about that home feeling that you experienced there. The one thing that we discussed before you joined us was also another thing that we discussed was, that proximity to GTA. And now that you mentioned that you're actually working in Toronto, but I'm guessing now, of course, from home. Before we let you go, I'll quickly ask you about that aspect. and what made you choose the Waterloo region as a place to stay finally after your studies were over?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's work from home. Like so Waterloo, the thing is, like I said, the tech piece. I had my 4 co-ops at Manulife Bank, at Economical, and BlackBerry, and all were in Waterloo. So think about it as a student. Like if you're in Waterloo, you have access to the tech companies, the big insurance companies, and all the big banks, and all the big accounting firms. So KPMG is there, Deloitte is there. I'm not sure if Deloitte is there, but KPMG, BDO, so accounting side is covered. So for a student like myself, like all the working opportunities and career growth opportunities are there. Google is, I think, is expanding its offices from, it's building a new space. I don't know where it is at right now with COVID. If you follow the community pages, you would see. As a student, you want to look at these things. So that made me stick to Waterloo, and I was very lucky, and to choose Waterloo because I got those connections in Waterloo to go for my career growth. Toronto, I think it has its own benefits. I don't want to get into the debate of Toronto versus Waterloo because I think they both have their own kind of values and ups and downs. So they're both playing in different fields, but the Waterloo is definitely a top-notch city. I mean, I love my time, great people. Great community, like the community feel is awesome, and you want to be, when you move away from home, you want to be, be in a community which is like that.
Yeah. I think that's almost like an advertisement for the place as well, that when you're moving away from home and when you want a community, you just have to be there. And I think it's not, I mean, I'm just kidding over here, but it's also the sentiment that all of you have been sharing, which is exactly what newcomers look for. So thank you, Abdul, for joining us on the panel. It was lovely having you join us and share your experience. We hope that you will continue attending the session and hear what the other panelists have to add now.
Thank you so much, Krishti. Good luck.
Thank you so much. So moving on with our chat, I will now move to Sulaf, and why don't you share that, so far we've of course discussed. Now, before we go back to employment, I'd like to know from you when it came to support services and when it came to settlement, because so far the things that we have discussed, the idea of today's session is also to be able to help out anyone who plans to move to the region, help them understand what the place offers and how they can see themselves grow and enjoy the place, right? So tell us about what support services, or if there were any support services that you took help from, or assistance to just know the place better.
Yeah. So just when I arrived here, I was I live in Cambridge, not Kitchener. So KW Multicultural Center wasn't in my town, so I didn't know about it. But the first one I came across was the YMCA, and they have wonderful settlement services. So and the employment services. So regarding the settlement services, they were helping me with the kids' schools. They let me know where to go and how to start. And for my English school also, and many more services like tax services, everything. And like Brittany said, the Multicultural Center has a very big translation services. So you need translation when you come here. So this one was a very nice service from Multicultural Center. And just to start away, when I came here, I used the employment services also, which was really good. And about the resumes, mentorship programs, connector programs. So when you start a new life in a new city, so you missed your connections. So so these services help you build again your network and your connections, so it will be easier to find jobs. Yeah, that's my experience.
Thank you for sharing that with us. So moving back to you, Brittany, I'd like to now, of course, also know about the job opportunities available in the Waterloo region. and then hear from everybody else if they have any learnings to share when either they were looking for jobs or the advice that they received from when learning about the opportunities available there.
Sounds good. So I want to just start with highlighting manufacturing, because manufacturing is actually huge in Waterloo Region. We have so many, I'll just name a few, like Toyota, Ontario, Drive & Gear, Tiger Cat. There's honestly so many different manufacturers for people to work. And I was looking at some information on the Workforce Planning Board website, and they actually said that manufacturing is Waterloo Region's largest employment sector. And Statistics Canada reported that they employed over 51,000 people in the region in 2019. So that's really significant. So if anyone is considering coming to the region, it would be really, I think it would be really important to just take a look at, you know, what that sector looks like. What does manufacturing mean? We actually have a whole day called Manufacturing Day that the Workforce Planning Board puts on once a year, just to kind of dispel common, you know, myths and misconceptions about manufacturing. And then people would actually be allowed to go and take a tour and go to these places and see what it would be like to work in them. This year, of course, it was COVID, so they actually did kind of some videos online. So if anyone's interested in checking that out, it's on the Workforce Planning Board's website. In addition to manufacturing, we have so many. Abdul already mentioned a lot of the tech startups that we have, so that's huge here in Waterloo Region. We have places like Munitech was mentioned, Shopify, BlackBerry, Google, Amazon now. Insurance, we have huge insurance companies here, Sun Life, Manulife, Economical, our school boards, we have 3 large hospitals, and then again, our educational institutions, the universities and the college are also a huge source of employment as well.
Now, of course, with so much discussed, why don't the rest of the panelists share their experiences when it came to either applying for these opportunities or what your experience has been so far? Who would like to go first?
I can go.
Yeah, please.
Because I feel so positive about that. Well, I used the pre-employment workshops for job seeking. Actually, I was not new to job market. I felt I'm not new, but when I moved here, I decided to start from zero, and I decided to trust service providers, and that paid off. That was good. For the first time in my whole life, and after 10 years of working experience back in my country, I sit down in that workshops virtually for all the sessions, and I try to trust what they want to provide us. That worked. I can say that worked. I haven't find my job yet, but up to now, trying to use their advice on targeting my resume at first step. I have been able to got 2 job interviews. It seems that was successful, but I'm still waiting to hearing back from them. So I think supporting in terms of employment, supporting from newcomers, that's really good. The other service that I got from different service providers was about finding childcare for my younger one. That was really good and supportive. I never think I try to prepare myself to face a very struggling days, at least like 10 months, 9 months, as I had in my mind for GTA and the other, cities in the province. But I found really supportive here. So just back to the employment one, I'm still positive about that because it has been just 1 month of finishing those workshops, and even now in this month I can see it has been really good, and it has been really has positive results for me at least. So for whoever want to come here to Waterloo, I think I assume that everyone looking for a job, right? I can tell them that just believe in this part of service providing that works a lot. This not sentimentalism. they know about that. And it's not like just, I have been in lots of workshops, even virtually or like in person, in different workshops about job pitching because of my major of study in Memorial University. But I can make everyone sure that it's not about like academic theoretical things. It's absolutely practical. I feel that here organization and companies are aware of these services, and also the service provider like Multicultural and the connector program, they know what they want. So they are a great, they are able to build a great bridge to fill the gap between us as looking like for career and organizations. And the positive thing for me that now I believe companies and organization here, they are trust to connector program too.
Yep.
It seems that, as I said before, it seems that it's not just like on papers or projects like governmental things project. It's really practical. So I'm so happy to meet them, and I'm so happy that that was that was just first month that I came here. As soon as I got the internet, I applied for it. I sent them an email, and I was so busy, but I've been so lucky to be in that workshop, and that works a lot.
Thank you for sharing your experience. Now, there's a question that I started this session with, and I started it with Brittany, asking her a few reasons, actually one to say then, why she would say that, newcomers should move to the Waterloo region. With a few minutes left now, I'll ask the rest of you, broadening the topic to you, not just about employment. What are the top 1, 2 things that you would say, reasons why you would urge anyone to move to the Waterloo region based on the experiences that you've had? Madhus just shared her experience. How about Rehanat? We hear from you.
And I just want to add one sentence.
Please. Sure.
I want to ask everyone who want to move to this region, not just one reason why they should do that, but please provide me one reason they shouldn't. That would be easier,
that
right?
Says
just one
a
reason
lot.
that they should not.
That says a lot.
For me, I actually agree with Mahdis 100% when she talks about, the services here. I mean, when I was ready to find a job, I did connect with, Luther Woods and YMCA, and they were very, very helpful. I mean, my work at the Luther Wood, most of the jobs I applied for, I actually got to a stage where, I'll probably be interviewed, and in the end, it's usually me not able to get the job because I always wanted to work on a basis of on a schedule where I could take care of my kids at the same time. So, but they were very helpful. They'll guide you. They'll show you, great resources. They'll connect with the employers, and talk to them on your behalf, and actually sell you, pitch. They're so wonderful with that, and I found them very helpful. And also the community feeling. For me, volunteering is such a great thing to do when you're in this region. It just opens up networking and connections. And there's so much to do. It's just a way of, for you giving back to your community. There's so many things you can do. I was very fortunate to volunteer in the program for newcomers, and I actually facilitated the program. And it was a big one for me. Being able to work with newcomers just like myself, and also the Ontario Council of Agencies Serving Immigrants. I also volunteer with them, and I run programs that are geared towards sexual domestic violence in the immigrant community. So just like she said, you have to be practical. It's not about your educational background from back home. I mean, I have a science background, but when I came here and I was unable to further, I don't know, for some reason I'm now a social worker. I just, just socializing and just being out there and knowing your community, exploring, giving back. It's very important to give back, to help out wherever you can. Just give your time, and then, the city will give you back. Yeah.
And when it comes to employment, it's actually each one has a very distinct, a very different kind of a journey. So it's only a matter of time, but it's good to know that the region has a lot of opportunities that the newcomers can benefit from. So thanks for sharing your experience as well. Sulaf, I'll move to you next. We have about 5 minutes left, so I'd quickly like to go through with all of this and then come back to Brittany for a quick question.
Okay. So to answer your question about why being in the Waterloo region, or what's the one thing about the Waterloo region? As I said at first, it's the welcoming, the services, the newcomers employment services, and the housing, and actually the geographical location. So you are not far away from anywhere. From London, from Toronto, from Hamilton, Niagara, the most is like 1 hour. So I would say to your friend, she's not going to miss anything, because actually the everyday's life here is easier, is calm, is safe for children. I believe it's safer here, and it's not busy like there. You'll not lose time with traffic every day. So and when she moved to here, it's anytime she missed Toronto, she can go there the weekend. At the weekend, it's not going to take only 1 hour. So it is a good place here. It's a very good place.
And I'll be sure to pass that on to her. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Maha, how about you go now? You tell us now, sorry.
Yeah, sure. For me, it's the presence of the two universities. It acts as a catalyst somehow for the continuing growth of different jobs available in technology, especially. My husband works in technology. So for me, that was a big aspect of why we decided to move here, even though it wasn't the original plan. But when we passed by Waterloo on the way and I started reading about like what is available here, I found that, like Sulef, what she said, it's 1 hour away from London, from Hamilton. So even if you end up working out of the region, you're still in the middle of everything. And I love the outdoor life here. I love all the different trails. So for the past 2 summers, I've been trying to discover like new places where we can go cycling or hiking somewhere. So I love the opportunity of like from Cambridge to Kitchener and Waterloo, just like there's so many different things, and especially if it's close to the Grand River, so it's even better. So for me is enjoying the outdoors and not having to worry about having to drive like an hour to go somewhere nice. We joke about it at home. We say everything is within 10 minutes. Like anywhere you want to go in Kitchener-Waterloo, it's within 10 minutes you can be there.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. And of course, with all of this having been shared over here today, I'm sure that, and I can only hope that the session was helpful, and anyone joining us here and who's watching the YouTube live stream as well would have benefited from it. A lot of people come back to these sessions that rest on our YouTube platform. And I'd like to mention something here. Last year, we at New Canadians had the chance to cover the Cambridge Newcomer Day. And with the pandemic going on right now, last year it was buzzing. There was so much activities going on over there and a lot of information booths set up. Just a great way to interact, know more about the community and mingle, network, and have fun. This year, because of the pandemic, they're calling it Welcome to Cambridge Festival. It starts next week. And that's what I need to now come back to Brittany for. And Brittany, why don't you tell us a little about that as to what people can expect and how is it that they can join it?
For sure. So it's actually, the whole festival is moved to online, like most things this year, because of COVID. So this was a partnership with different organizations, but hosted with the City of Cambridge and the Mayor's Office. There is a Facebook event off of, I guess, the City of Cambridge's Facebook, so people could find it that way as well. But it's a week-long thing. It'll be online. So there's actually an interactive map that is kind of downtown Cambridge. It's zoomed in, and then you can see the stage. So you could actually we found local Cambridge performers that sent us videos. There's a whole bunch of different service providing booths. There's little tents that you can click on this map as well. And there's a whole bunch of information. So it's going to be just an exciting event. I hope that people can go to the website and check it out. It'll be up all week long. So please engage in that. And also, if you follow City of Cambridge on social media or Multicultural Center or any of these organizations, then you can get updates about the event that way as well.
Thanks for sharing that. And of course, for highlights from the previous year's event, check out New Canadians YouTube channel. You'll get to know the highlights. And for what is going on, of course, this year, please do attend the festival online. And it'll give you a chance to learn a lot more about the place, hoping that we've actually covered it all. So once again, thank you so much to all the panelists joining us today. It's been a great evening having this conversation with you, and you've shared some wonderful insights and helped a lot of people make the right decision. Thank you for joining us. Now, of course, before we leave, I'd like to just remind everyone that we discussed a lot of resources today, and some of those you would be able to see up on your screens very soon, how you can reach out and learn more about the region. Do check this out. There's also a little giveaway that we have organized for anyone attending the November sessions of Café New Canadians. There are 3 giveaways actually, and this is your chance. This is a lucky draw, and we will be announcing a winner soon. So please do watch that space for information about that. We do organize a lot of sessions every week as part of Café New Canadians. So do watch out for the next one. We will be continuing for a while. We'll return after a short break very soon and have lots in store for you. So do stay connected with us on social media to know about the sessions, to stay updated about our latest stories. Do also subscribe to our newsletter. That's a way that you can learn about the latest stories that we share with our viewers and readers every month. And the latest thing that we have now started is called New Canadians Connect. It's a Facebook group. It's a private Facebook group that we encourage all the viewers joining us today and the panelists as well to join and interact with that community as well. It gives everyone a chance to learn from one another, share their experiences, and of course, help each other succeed. So thank you once again for joining. Before you go, let me also tell you about a little survey that we've put together for you, and takes barely a few minutes, and it will help us understand how the session went and what else we can do for you. So thank you and have a safe night.